Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. St. James Most Wanted Mutombo killed by police. Police have confirmed that a man listed as wanted was shot dead during a confrontation with members of the security force on Wednesday. The deceased has been identified as Oshane Mutombo Earl. Police told reporters that Earl was killed during an armed confrontation with members of the CTOC during a targeted operation in Goshen, St. Elizabeth yesterday evening. The man was wanted for 7 murders and was featured in this week's edition of the Jamaica Constabulary Forces JCF Wanted Wednesday. It is said that an illegal firearm was retrieved from his person. Additionally, the police say a 14-year-old girl was rescued by the team during the confrontation. 2 men charged with robbery with aggravation in downtown Kingston. Police in Kingston Central Division arrested 2 alleged robbers in separate incidents in downtown Kingston on Tuesday. The culprits, who have been charged with robbery with aggravation, have been identified as 22-year-old Javon Clark of Mountain View Avenue, Kingston 3, and 19-year-old Javani Green, otherwise called Jaheem, of Mark Lane, Kingston. Lawmen arrest Green in the aftermath of an incident on East Queen Street. Reports are that about 10:20 a.m., Green brandished a firearm and robbed a woman of her gold earring valued $25,000. He fled the scene but was spotted by the victim in the area later that day. The police were alerted and he was arrested. Later that afternoon, about 12:55 p.m., Clark and another man reportedly approached the complainant while he was conducting a sales transaction in the intersection of Orange Street and Beckford Street. One of the men allegedly held onto the complainant while the other man robbed him of $862,000. The robbers then fled from the scene. Shortly after, the victim saw a team of lawmen on patrol and raised an alarm. Clark was pursued by the police team and nabbed. The other man, however, escaped. Suspect connected with death of 5-year-old slapped with multiple charges. A suspect in the year case of 5-year-old Denise Summon, who was shot as she slept in her bed when gunmen from warring factions traded bullets in New Haven on Thursday, October 7, 2021, was slapped with multiple charges. Charged with murder, conspiracy to murder, and illegal possession of ammunition and firearm is 31-year-old Theodore Beavers, otherwise called Theo, a bus conductor of Duhaney Terrace, Kingston 20. Beavers was picked up by a police team in Spanstone, St. Catherine on Thursday, September 22, 2022. He was then handed over to the St. Andrews South Police on Monday, where he was pointed out in an identification parade and subsequently charged. Clarendon Councillor calls on government to curb crime after farmer's murder. Counsel for the Yorktown Division in Clarendon, Opel Purcell, is once again making a plea for the government to stem the tide of crime in the country and in particular in his division. The appeal comes on the heels of the murder of a farmer of the Howells Content community. The deceased is identified as 29-year-old Fabian Mullins, who was gunned down shortly after 9 a.m. on Tuesday. He was shot along the Rhinebury Main Road in Howells Content as he herd his animals. The Police Constabulary Communications Unit has confirmed the incident. Purcell said that he is urging the government to do more about the crime and violence in the country, but he outlined that the necessary steps to engage in community-oriented discussions with the citizens in his division must be explored. I am calling on the government to do more about crime and violence, he said. They are trying, but I think it needs more effective community-oriented discussions between citizens, especially young boys, so they will not get guns and get entangled in criminal activities. This is affecting every single person from the churches to the schools and so on, and I am imploring the government to take crime as a major concern that must be dealt with urgently, he added. He said that he is disheartened by Mullins' killing and that he is in disbelief regarding shootings in the area. He also noted that farmers are being targeted in the area, which has become a serious concern. I am really disturbed and cannot believe that at this time we're still having shootings in this area, he said. This young man is a farmer who feeds his animals daily, so these mornings upon reaching their location, a barrage of gunshots were heard, and when people came out they saw him lying on the road. I think it is a disgrace that these things happen in this community continuously, he said. Meanwhile, father of the deceased, Irvin Mullins, described his son as a hard worker who took turns with his brother herding the animals. One go 3 days, the other go 4 days. We get on well as a family, and it doesn't give problem, so I don't know what caused this brutal killing, he said. I was on the road and got a call that someone was in the road. When I come, I see him lying in the road. Words can't explain how I'm feeling right now because I have high blood pressure and I have to be drinking water and praise God or my wife and kids will have two dead for bury, stated the distraught father. Gun and ammo seized in snap raid in Grange Hill. An illegal firearm was seized by police in Grange Hill, Westmoreland on Tuesday night. Police report that about 9:48 p.m., a team of officers was on high-visibility patrol in Racecourse District in Grange Hill when the cops initiated a snap raid in the area. During the operation, an open lot was searched and one black and silver Rognet 9mm double-barrel handgun with serial number erased along with two 9mm cartridges was found close to an abandoned building in a clear plastic bag. Investigations continue. Recording artist charged after firearm seizure. The Constant Swing police have charged two men with the illegal possession of firearm and ammunition following a seizure of a firearm and 5 rounds of ammunition on Red Hills Road, St. Andrew on Sunday. Charged are Reggie Hamilton, a 31-year-old recording artist of Mattress address in St. Anne, and 18-year-old Tevon Whitford, otherwise called Rudy, of Royal Crescent in Kingston 20. According to reports, about 6:50 a.m., lawmen were in the air responding to a call. They reportedly observed Whitfield acting in a manner that arose suspicion. He was subsequently accosted and searched. A Smith & Wesson .40 pistol and 5 rounds of ammunition were found in his possession. Hamilton, who was also in the vicinity, was arrested and he allegedly told the police that the weapon belonged to him. Both men were charged yesterday after a question and answer interview in the presence of their attorney. 9 St. James businesses fined $180,000 for plastic ban breaches. 9 St. James business establishments were each fined $180,000 for breaches under the National Resources Conservation Authority Plastic Packaging Material Prohibited Order when they made an appearance in the St. James Parish Court on Wednesday. The 9 establishments were charged for 12 offenses committed in September. Reports are that during a certain period in September, the businesses were observed in possession of commercial quantities of drinking straws attached to drink and drink boxes and single-use plastic bags. The plastic items were made wholly or in part of polyethylene, dimensions of 24 by 24 inches and with a thickness of less than 2.5 mils. The charges were laid during operation carried out under the ongoing Operation Restore Paradise, a collaborative effort among several government partners, which includes the Jamaica Constabulary Force. If one is found of the breach in the order, they may be fined up to $50,000 and/or terms of imprisonment. Kurt Riley to release instrumental album in tribute to dad Winston Riley. Radio jock and producer Kurt Riley pays tribute to his father, the late Winston Riley, with the release of an instrumental album called Winstrumental. The 5-song EP is scheduled to release in January 2023. I decided to call it Winstrumental, fusing both my father's name, Winston, and instrumental, Riley disclosed in an interview with reporters. The elder Riley, who was highly recognized in musical circles for producing countless hits and giving several entertainers a voice, died in 2012 at the age of 65. Winstrumental features Akuna Spirit, Beautiful Imani, Estate, Eternity, and Perfect Mistake. I use a combination of musicians from Jamaica and Finland, but I'm also personally highlighting some of the most talented guitarists, hence each track is led by a guitarist. Javon Jones, Nicholas Crosby, Laman Montisavi, Ronald Garden, and Ellie B are some of the musicians who work on the project, said Riley. Riley described the relationship with his father. My dad and I never normally see eye to eye on certain things. He showed me tough love, but as time went by, I understood him more and I realized, in his own way, he didn't want me to make certain mistakes in life. Personally, I wish he was still alive today. He shared some of the best advice that his father gave him as it relates to the music industry. He said many things to me, but 3 stood out. Once you're in the music, someone must use or take you for a fool. I can't get away from it, but I will be an idiot if I let it happen over and over again. He also said, just do music. All I need is to get a front or in a touch of the door. If you see you and your work is good, they will open the door for you, hence more work and opportunities. The other, money will show you which dogs will bite you when you assume all is well. They can't help themselves, said Riley. Cartoon labeled is Jambia music is best known for producing the Latin Diamond certified hit Gallia Party Animal by Charlie Black. The elder Riley hailed from West Kingston and was a founding member of the famous Techniques Harmonic Group, which recorded a producer to Duke Reed's Treasure is the label. He was best known as a producer of countless hits, two of which biggest hits were Dave Barker and Ansel Collins' Double Barrel, which made the British National Chart in 1971, and the much sampled Slogan Rhythm, which was done in 1974. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell